Hello everyone, it's Kim Myers at Stampinwithkim.com. Today I want to share another project that I've created using the perennial petals dies. This here is called a corner fold card. I'll kind of turn it around to show you, but it's a really fun card and it's actually pretty quick and easy to do. So let's go ahead and get started. So what we're going to do is we are going to take a piece of Night of Navy cardstock. Let me pull in my paper tray here real quick and give you the dimensions. So the dimensions on this is, let's see, 8.5 by 4 1/4. So what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and score it at 4 1/4. And then what we're going to do is we are going to add one more score line. And we're going to take our paper, turn it at a diagonal. I'm going to find my score line and I'm going to make sure that that lines up in the center track as well as the point of my cardstock here. And then just going to give it a good score. So now we've created the corner fold. Alrighty, so now for the next step, what we're going to do is I've already taken a piece of 4x4 designer series paper and cut it in half. And so what we're going to do now is we are going to go ahead and take our adhesive and just put it here, attach it to the bottom portion of our card. So I'm going to take my glue and just run some along the edges. I want it to come all the way up to the crease, the score line. All right, like so. All right, so we have that. And then what we're going to do, let's work on the inside of our card for just a second. I'm going to open it up and I'm going to take a piece of Whisper White cardstock, which is, let me give you the measurements again, which is going to be at 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. And then this is just a 1/2 inch piece of 3 3/4 Magenta Madness. So I'm going to take my my basic white cardstock. I'm going to run just a little bit of glue. And then let's go ahead and add our little touch of Magenta Madness. All right, so we have that. And then I'm going to add adhesive to the back of this and affix it down to the inside of my card. All right, so there we have that. So now what we're going to do, whoa, goodness, get back here. We are going to, we're going to take the main focal point of our card, which is one of our stitch circles. And I'm going to add a sentiment, which is from To a Wild Rose stamp set, which is on page 15 of the catalog. You want to take a peek, it's a great stamp set. And I just love the sayings in this one. All right, so we're going to ink that up with our Night of Navy. I'm going to stamp this down as far as I can here. All right, so we have our saying, true friendship is one of God's greatest gifts, which it definitely is. All right, so now what we're going to do is we are going to take some Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm just going to apply them right here in this area. If I was to apply any to the top, then it's not going to allow my card to fold properly. So, all right, so now what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and attach this to the main portion of our card, and I'm just going to use some of the larger Stampin' Dimensionals, making sure that I don't go too high. I just want to make sure that it's not going to go over into this area because otherwise it's not going to allow my card to open properly. Let's go ahead and remove the backings. And we'll attach that down. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're just going to accessorize our card. And so with that, what we're going to do is I'm going to take few different flowers from the Perennial Petals dies, and we're just going to embellish the outside of our card as well as the inside. And so for this, what I'm going to do is I want to make sure that it's going to fit within the card. So I'm going to have to kind of tear these apart a little. And let's see, we're going to have this one go that direction, and then I'm going to turn that one like so. And so to hold these in place, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use one of our little mini Stampin' Dimensionals. Oops, and I got to make sure that I again stay within the right area. Add one here, and then I peel off the backings here. And then for the larger flower I'm going to place on the front, I'm going to add one of our basic rhinestones. And so I'll bring that in, loosened up one of them there. Take my Take-A-Pick tool, lift that up, and attach that down. And then on the back side of this, I'm going to place one of our mini dimensionals. And that's going to serve two purposes. It'll help to give my project a little pizzazz and pop it up, and it'll also help to keep this rhinestone in place. So we'll go ahead and attach that down. And then from there, let's see here, I'm going to add another dimensional right here just to hold this flower in place. Peel off that little backing. Let's see here. Got to make sure that it's going to fit within my card. I should have made my saying go down a smidge smaller, but that's okay. It'll still work. All right, so that's the outside of our card. Now what we're going to do is we're going to work on the inside. And so for the inside, I'm going to embellish as well. I'm going to take a couple of our little rhinestones here, and let's add one to the inside of our flower and one to our Magenta Madness. Oops, I decided to pick up another one here. Alrighty. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and attach these flowers together. So for this one here, I'm going to just take a glue dot and I'm going to kind of roll it up a little. I was going to try to use a mini dimensional, but that would show it's just a little bit too large. So we'll use our little glue dot and affix that down. And then for this little guy, we're going to take a little mini dimensional, put that on the back side, as well as for this one. Because in order for this card to stand how we want it, the inside needs to have a little bit of a lift in order to hold the corner edge. All right, so let's go ahead and embellish the inside. So let's see, let's go ahead and start by peeling off our little backings. And then I'm going to position my leaves. I'm going to kind of tear off some of the excess. I'm going to position them like so. And then with that, I'm just going to add a couple of dimensionals there to hold those in place. Peel off these little backings. Oops. And then let's see, let's go ahead and add that flower. And then I'm going to add this little one just right here. And then let's bring this back in. And you know what, actually let's do a little bit adjusting. Once you get your little corner fold, you'll figure out how you need to adjust the flowers. So I'm going to pull it up just a smidge, and then you can see that it catches it just how I like it. So this is just a fun little card. I would love for you to share your creations using this corner fold technique. So thanks so much for watching me today. Until next time, I look forward to stamping with you soon.